So let's get started. So today we're going to look at my journey to graduate before time and some of the essential tips when it comes to thesis writing. This is my own design, my own diagram. All right. I call that 11 steps to graduate before time. Always when you start your PhD, you start with a step one, 10 pages proposal. This 10 pages proposal is not the same proposal that you write down and then you submit to a supervisor to get PhD and so on. This 10 pages proposal is a solid proposal that's going to give a very, very important, mind-blowing idea so that you can write a very good chapters 1 to 3, a full proposal for your proposal defense or candidature defense, whatever you call it in your university. Okay? And then followed by only after your supervisor approves, supervisor say, okay, good to go, then only you go for proofreading. Okay, if required. If your language is not so okay, you need proofreading, then you go for it. If you don't need it, you can do on your own, then you do on your own. There is no compulsion here, all right? Once you have completed all these steps, then here, this particular part, you can extract two different journals. Okay, two different journals can be extracted here. What are the journals? That can be an SLR paper, systematic literature review paper. It can be a scoping review paper. Okay, if you've never heard of any of this, go and explore. And then you can also design a narrative or conceptual paper. All of these are review papers. Okay, but SLR and SLR scoping review are eligible for ISI even up to Q1. Okay. However, narrative, okay, it's horrible. Narrative and conceptual paper are more suitable for Scopus publications. All right. Okay. So this is where you can produce two different journals and followed by you prepare for defense, you prepare your slides, you train for it, you go for mock defense and so on. And finally, you go for proposal defense. After proposal defense, immediately complete your defense correction. Don't take time. Okay, I've seen a lot of my clients from Oman, from Malaysia, from Saudi as well, a lot from Jordan, some European countries as well. So most of them, when they finish PhD proposal, they finish defense, they will take a long break, very, very long. Okay, what happens is if you do that, let me wrap all of this so it'll be clearer. Okay, if you take a long break, all your literature that you actually carried out in this stage will start to expire. Okay, because you have to understand the rule of thumb is to go below 5 years. If you ask me, go below 3 years is even better. Okay, so when you go below 5 years, very, very much to the border, or maybe 6 years and so, when you take a very long time break, when you reach this stage here, the completion stage, your literature will be very old already. So you need to update a lot. That's a waste of time. So as soon as you finish your defense, immediately finish your correction as well. Don't take time. Don't take too much of time. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Next thing, once proposal is done, all the correction done, supervisor is happy again. Remember one thing. Okay, whatever you do in your PhD, this is something I've learned in a very hard way. Okay, whatever you do, make sure you make your supervisor happy. Okay, as long as your supervisor is happy, your journey should be okay. Okay, there's no guaranteed PhD, but at least your journey won't be that dreadful. No matter whether they are friendly or they are not friendly, they are not helping, they are helping, they are very rude, they are very very smiley face, whatever, doesn't really matter. Okay, my supervisor was not very pleasant to me as well, but I had to make him happy because he is the boss. Okay, or she is the boss. All right, there's nothing you can change about it. You cannot change the system. The system is the same in Malaysia and same everywhere else. All right, it's the same. All right, so keep that in your mind. Once the supervisor is happy, then you go for data collection, whether it's an experimental system, a simulation system, a theoretical system, a quantitative questionnaire, qualitative instrument. Doesn't matter. Go and do your data collection as soon as possible, and then carry out analysis and complete your remaining chapter 4 and 5. In engineering, you may have more than 5 chapters because you might write more experiments. Then you can write 6, 7, 8, depending on your results. Okay, in my case, I had 9 chapters because I had a lot of papers. So that you decide based on your results. Okay. Finally, you need to align your whole thesis. That means chapter 1 to 3, which you did here, and then your remaining 4 and 5, or 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever number of chapters that you have. You have to align back in terms of literature, in terms of findings, in terms of discussion. You need to synchronize back the whole document. Okay, that is why I say don't take too long when you have the defense correction here, because when you reach this stage, when you have results, your literature might start to expire, or more people might start publishing new results. Okay, if someone have already published exactly similar to what you do, then you are doomed. You're going to be in a lot of trouble. So you have to race towards time here. Okay, to own whatever ideas that you have. Okay, because trust me, researchers in China, researchers in US, I think researchers in Korea as well, they are very fast in publishing. Okay, they don't wait. Okay, they go like bull. They are rushing all the time to publish a lot. Okay. Finally, this proofreading stage is very, very important. Okay. This is okay, unless your examiner is very strict or supervisor is very strict. Okay, but this stage here is very, 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 very important. Your language must be spotless. Okay, your thesis must have the one single embodiment after proofreading. Okay, everything must be aligned. Why? Because this is going to external examiner. You don't want to offend that guy by giving a substandard thesis and expect him to give you a warm welcome. All right. No matter how good your results are, no matter how groundbreaking your results are, but when you send for proofreading, if it's not clear, communication why it's not very good. People cannot understand what they're trying to say. A lot of grammatical errors, a lot of bad structures, and so on. It's going to give you a very big dent during your viva. Okay. If you don't trust me, you can ask this your supervisor, and they will probably give you the same answer as well. Okay, so take a lot of care here. Make sure you proofread, whether on your own, your supervisor, or third party, it doesn't really matter, but make sure you put in a lot of effort here. Okay, and finally, prepare your Viva slide. Here, it is very important for you to do a lot of Viva training. Okay, this is very, very crucial, very, very essential. Okay, why? So that you know where you are facing problem. Okay, and make sure you build a very good deck of slides, and then you go for your Viva. Okay, this is important. 9 PhD tips that I really, really followed during my PhD. First of all, adapt the sense of no quitting. Okay, no way. Quitting is not in your dictionary. All right. The moment you adapt this, you put it into your mind, you know that one way or another you have to finish it. There is no way out. Okay. And then always seek for novelty. Read every day. I'll tell you how to read papers later, but read paper every day. Why? By reading, you will tend to find new ideas. Okay. And always when you read, be critical. Okay. How to be critical, I'll also tell you later. Don't worry. Don't depend on supervisor. This is not I'm being negative, not negative. I'm telling the truth. Okay. PhD is a journey. Okay. It's a journey of your own. There is no journey with supervisor. There is no journey with my wife. There is no journey with my friends. PhD is your own journey, your personal journey. You and alone you will benefit from whatever the outcome going to be, or you alone you are going to suffer from whatever failure that you're going to face. Okay, so therefore be selfish. Okay, in a way that don't depend on anyone. Okay, if you think that my supervisor have to guide me, have to tell me how to do literature review, how to do methodology, if they guide, it's bonus. If they don't, that's normal. Okay, you have to explore. You have to understand. PhD is an adult education. What do you call that? Journey. It's not bachelor's degree. It's not master's degree. All right. If you're doing masters by research, it's the same as well. It's your own journey. Okay. Next thing, always focus on writing. Always, always, and always, and always. Write every day. Okay, and read a lot of theses. Why? Because if you're going to construct the thesis, what is not better than reading other people's thesis? So you know what you're getting into. How to write the thesis. You can embrace a lot of concept from other people's thesis. Next thing, always embrace publication. Why? Not only for your thesis, for your future. If you already have a job, you're doing PhD for sake of PhD, then just do publication, that is enough to graduate. Okay, unless you like to publish. But if you're doing PhD to get a job later, your whole focus should be on publishing. Okay, because when I published 12 papers, 10 papers published, 2 papers accepted, review accepted, one away. By my end of my second year, okay, no, not end of second year, beginning of my second year, I already secured a job in Canada. Okay, why? Just because of my PhD. They just want me to finish my PhD and go to Canada. Okay, within one interview, I got the job because why? Of my solid publications. Same thing, I went to Birmingham. I think right before my Viva. I went to interview in Birmingham. That also, one interview, and it was done. I got the job. It was all due to my publications. Okay? And always don't be shy. Like you guys here, I see a couple of you asking questions. Very good. I love it. Don't be shy to ask questions. Okay, go to Facebook groups, go to my group. If any problem, you can ask questions. Join my Telegram group, ask questions. Other people, we've got 2,800 members in Telegram that you can communicate directly in the group. They will answer, they will try to answer you as well. Okay, so embrace digital tools, digital social tools to ask questions. Go to ResearchGate, ask a lot of questions. Okay, don't be shy. Very, very important, what do you call that point. Okay. Next thing, know your examiners. Before you go into your Viva, go into your defense, make sure you know who you are facing. Okay, who you are going against. Make sure you know your enemy. In this case, they are your enemy. They are not your friend. Keep that in your mind. They're coming there with the assurance to fail you, not to pass you. Okay. So you have to battle and fight for you to pass. Okay. Okay. Coming to the writing parts. Abstract. Next to title, abstract conveys the right message. Okay. Summarize important elements from your abstract. In example, we must have introduction, statement of the problem, background of the study, research questions or hypotheses, methods and procedures, outcome and significant contributions. Okay, these are the things you must have in your abstract. Okay, what should be the length of abstract for proposal and thesis? Let me answer you. Proposal usually abstract must be 1 page or less. Thesis must be 1 to 1.5 pages. These are the nominal length. Okay, optimum length. All right. Coming to chapter 1. Okay, chapter 1 is broken down into background, minor literature review, problem, solution. After this, only you'll have research objective or research questions and everything after that. These are the very important initial building blocks. Very, very, very important. Because if you don't get a story right here, your motivation is not there, people won't be bothered about rest of your thesis. Okay, this is where most of people always fail. So, as part of background, you must introduce your audience to your subject. Okay, you must give an introduction what you're trying to do and so on. Right? Always include some statistics to build motivation of what you're working, why you're working on this topic, and then followed by adding very important literature to support that motivation. Okay, this is not a problem statement yet. This literature is not a problem statement yet. This is your motivation towards establishing a problem. Okay, start from the bigger picture and work your way down. Always apply funnel technique. Okay, sorry. Always apply funnel technique. What is funnel technique? You start from very broad scope, narrow down, and finally you go down to your very narrowed solution. Because PhD is all about narrowing down your knowledge. Okay, so you must apply the same theory here when you are writing. Okay. And in problem statement, once you already established here, in the problem statement, you derive the problem in a flow, grab your audience attention, be extremely critical, extreme. Solution, once you're critical, so you are critical, how you're going to solve the problem. It is imperative that you nail the problem, so be confident and describe how you contribute knowledge, explain in segments if required. Once you have done this, then only you go for your research objectives, because you have to state out objectives now to address your solution. Okay, now coming to problem statement writing. Okay, first of all, when it comes to problem statement, you must put the problem in context. From your motivation, from your literature, when it comes to your problem statement, you must wrap up the whole problem in a context. That means basically you're telling the world, what do we already know? Okay. Next thing, you describe the precise issue that the research will address by telling your readers, what do we need to know? Okay, we already know this, there's a problem here. Okay, what do we need to know to solve this problem, or what we need to explore further? Next thing, show the relevance of the problem. Why do we need to know it? Why we need to do that? What happens if we don't do? And most importantly, set the objective of the research. What will you do to find out your solution? These are the 4 important questions you must answer in your problem statement. If you answer all these 4 very carefully, I'm pretty sure your problem statement will be good. Okay? Now, literature review. What is literature review? Literature review is nothing but how other scholars have written about your topic, what are the range of theories involved, how other scholars connect their specific research topics to larger issues, the best methodologies and research techniques for your particular topic. That is all literature review is about. Okay. Now, coming to literature review, reading is an essential part. Okay. I'm going to teach you how to read a paper. All right. Okay. Let me tell you, every day you must read one paper in the morning. Every day. But I'm not talking about reading fully, but you must touch base with at least one paper per day. How? Start by reading the abstract first. Look at the findings and achievements part of your abstract. Look at it, see whether it's related to you first or not. In the first, before you choose to read the whole thing. Okay, don't waste your time by reading the whole thing. Go step by step. Okay, findings and achievements should tell whether it's related to you or not. Not related, throw away. Related, continue. Analyze if the findings or research is adequate or not within abstract. If the finding is adequate and within the line of subject that you want to look into. Next, read the conclusion, not introduction, not jump to conclusion. See if there are any limitations that you can write on, which you can expand. Next, only you go to introduction, read up until you reach right before problem statement. Right before problem statement, the motivation part. Analyze under what circumstances are authors justifying the problem statement. That means, is there really a motivation or is there very disconnected motivation? Like, I don't even know why this paper is here. So think about it. Okay, read that and think the process. Analyze the process. Next, read the problem statement carefully. Figure out if all grounds of the problems were covered. That means all other angles were covered or not. Can you do something else or not? Can you measure something else or not? And so on and so forth. Okay. Finally, analyze literature review and discussion. Any assumptions or gaps that the paper left out, or anything more that you can add to the current findings of the paper. Okay. Literature review matrix. Okay. Literature review matrix includes all of these parts. It's good to do this whether you're in engineering, or social science, or whatnot. And as you read every day, fill up literature matrix. Fill up all this information here. Why? Because eventually this literature matrix, after 30, after 40, after 50 papers, you will start to see a trend emerging. Okay, a trend emerging, a pattern emerging, a problem that is emerging. A lot of conflicting statements is emerging. From there, you can find new problems. Okay, all right. Okay, methodology is very simple. Either you do experiment, you do quanti, you do quali, or you do what do you call that, quanti quali, or you do theoretical, you do simulation, whatnot. Whatever you do, make sure you justify why you use that method. Make sure you justify. Okay. Otherwise, methodology is very straightforward chapter. Okay. Results part, as I explained earlier, this is only important if you did well in previous sections. Otherwise, readers will be bored and probably won't read it. Okay, they won't find it useful. Now coming to results and discussion back. When you provide the results, please assure that you describe all the important elements, including interpretations, declaring opinions, explaining effects or findings, and making suggestions and predictions. All right. Discussions must answer research questions or research objectives. In addition, justify why that event took place. That means whatever finding you have in your result, why did that took place? Next thing, introduce some theories to justify the event. Perhaps credit some famous authors who had experienced something similar. So if you want to escape from certain result, you do not explain, cite other authors. Okay. Conclusion and future work, very important. Okay. Conclusion is extremely important. Start by introducing what you did. Highlight the contributions, highlight the impacts if I were you. Minimize future work. Why? Because future work will lead to revealing papers, your future papers. So don't put too much of items in media in future work. The rest, this is the flow for conclusion. And thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Tava, for
No
the
problem, doctor.
excellent talk, with the strategies and tips that you have shared to the students. And I believe it is an inspiration. And if they really focus and apply your tips, they should be able to graduate on time